It's a great matchup. It's a great matchup, and winner of that might see him in the future.
Speaking of Canelo, he gave an interview this week and he said, you want this fight for the pain. So specifically what it is about Canelo? Is it the competitor in you? Is it a chance to make history? Is it the financial security? What is it?
Did he say, I want it because it's a payday, or did he say he wants it because he thinks it's an easy payday?
Just said payday.
Exactly. So he said payday, and I'm going to say it back. Payday.
Make that money. He mentioned that fight between Hamzat and Gilbert. You mentioned Leon Edwards. Tell me about the state of your division, 170 pounds right now.
It's looking great right now. You see all these guys starting to fight each other. There's great matchups being made, and through all of that, the contender's gonna, pop up. There's never a shortage of contenders. There's never a shortage. There's gonna be another guy next week and another guy the following week. So, as long as the fights are moving along, I think there's gonna be another contender.
Excellent. And then in terms of a potential matchup with Leon Edwards, you said July. Do you feel like your hand will be ready for that?
I think so. It's my job to be ready. There was a time where I used to call everybody out. Not that I wanted to, but I just wanted to fight because I wanted to make some money. I wanted to support my family, so I was trying to fight anybody. They all said, no, he's out of the top 10 because we don't want to fight him, we don't want to be that guy. So I dreamt and I manifested. One day I would get to the top to where I don't have to do that anymore. These guys have to come see me. That's where we're at now. Leon Edwards wants to smoke in July, International Fight Week here in Vegas. For you guys, I'll put him to sleep too.
Yes, sir.
All right, now you touched on Leon there all this season, several years since you've gone forward. What improvements have you seen in him?
Leon's he's much sharper with his striking. Excellent striking. I mean, let's just be honest. We saw it in the fight with Nate Diaz. He tortured him for 4.5 rounds, and then Nate Diaz did what Nate Diaz does best. And come in there and land that shot. Steal all the glory. You forgot Leon Edwards won that fight, right? So, I think Leon's much improved. His grappling is much improved. His wrestling is much improved. But I'm also much improved.
You keep saying that you're in the second lap of the division. How many laps do you have left? I mean,
we'll see. How many laps do I have left? Oh, relax. 5. Chill. We got a couple more.
And Dana recently said, we reaffirmed his commitment to going to Africa, saying that the UFC will be the first major mixed martial arts promotion there. How heartwarming is that to hear, and how important is it for you to fight back home in the motherland when it's all said and done?
It's very heartwarming. One of the biggest things is a lot of people, they kind of look at something in a different, they look at that in a different way to where they don't understand the infrastructure of what we have. We have everything. Everything the world utilizes comes from it. So it's only right that we go there now with 3 champions. This sport is not that big there yet, but you already have 3 champions. 3 champions sitting up here dominating. We're holding on to these belts. And so it's only right for us to go there. And I think one of the biggest things was infrastructure. For them to trust that there's something that, there's a platform in place for them to be able to go in and actually run an event. And that's what I've taken upon myself to go out there and do. I've started a promotion out there, the AKO show, Face Off Fight Night. We're going to be doing our second event, March 18th, live at the Echo Hotel. Basically, we want to show UFC that, hey, we can do events here, we can do amazing events. We got the crowd, we got the people, we got the infrastructure. You guys can step in here so we can entertain the world.
Besides putting on fights tomorrow, how do you feel about the growth of the sport there and the potential for young athletes that are just discovering MMA?
I think it's incredible. If there's one thing that the world knows is that us as Africans, that's what we can do, is fight. We fight for everything. We fight to be able to eat the next day. We fight for our country. We fight for our rights. We fight for everything. So this is a sport that resonates in us. We might not have money. We might not have oil. We might not have anything. But guess what? We've got these and we've got these. So if you bring smoke, we're going to take care of it. So I think it's only fitting why Africans are dominated right now.
Shmup?
Hey champ, if there was a scenario where you'd have to face Covington or Masvidal for a third time, deep in your heart, who do you think it would be between the two of them?
Who do I think it would be, or who would I like to face?
Who do you think you would be stepping in the octagon against between the two guys if you had to in your future?
I think Covington, because the mouth is just too big, so I need to shatter it one more time.
And lastly, are you seeing the winner of Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns as a #1 contender fight?
I mean, there's tons of fights here. You know, these guys, how can you deny, you know, Covington, I know he just took a loss, but he goes out here and does his thing. What are we gonna do? You know, I think there's still a couple of fights away, so we'll see.
Would you guys ever face one another?
Who?
You and Izzy.
I mean, I've said it time and time again, you know, Africans, us holding these belts is important to me. So having 2 Nigerian champions with belts is more important to me than 1 champion with 2 belts.
If he moved up permanently, could you see yourself?
Slide right on in to that middleweight division.
All right, Kamaru, you know, we appreciate your expertise in breaking this main event down. If you can give us an official prediction for Saturday night, what do you see?
I can't, but she can. Who do you think is going to win Saturday night?
Masvidal.
Yeah! Are you a fan?
Legally, no.
She's going for Masvidal. I have no official pick. I just want to see a fantastic fight like you guys, and I'm sure you guys are ready to see these guys square off.
So I actually thought we were wrapping up, but I got a fun note that we're going to allow some fan questions.
Oh, okay.